Being married may help prevent type 2 diabetes. U.S. House votes to end COVID vaccine requirement. Healthy lifestyle may cut risk of long COVID in half. Berlin paying young people to go clubbing. Polluted air can lower cognitive performance. U.S. to reduce sugar and sodium for school lunch. Israeli scientists develop sniffing robot. World's first floating homes launched in Panama.
G'day ladies and gentlemen, this is Carrick. Welcome to FUNDAY News and thank you for joining us today. The day is Friday the 10th of February and let's begin with our top stories. New research suggests being married may help prevent type 2 diabetes, regardless of whether the relationship is happy or rocky. The new study looked at blood sugar levels in older people in particular, finding that being married or living together helps keep sugar levels under control. Experts from the University of Luxembourg and the University of Ottawa in Canada found that the quality of the relationship did not make a significant difference to the average levels of blood glucose.
Beyond being able to refer to your partner as husband or wife, what are the actual benefits of getting married?
The study suggests that the quality of a relationship was less important than just having a relationship. The researchers concluded, overall, our results suggested that marital cohabitating relationships were inversely related to HbA1c levels, regardless of dimensions of spousal support or strain. Immense health benefits have been linked to any quality of marriage compared with being single. Likewise, these relationships appear to have a protective effect against HbA1c levels above the pre-diabetes threshold.
On Wednesday, the U.S. House of Representatives voted to end the requirement that most foreign air travelers be vaccinated against COVID-19, one of the few remaining pandemic travel restrictions still in place. It is not clear if the Senate will take up the bill. The U.S. Travel Association said the need for this requirement has long since passed, and we appreciate the bipartisan action by the U.S. House to end this outdated policy. The U.S. is the only country that has maintained this policy.
Officials in the Biden administration have announced that a reassessment of the decision will be done in 90 days.
The U.S. House vote was 227 to 201 with 7 Democrats joining Republicans. No Republicans voted against the bill. The White House plans to end the COVID public health emergency on May 11th, and it said, as we approach the end of the public health emergency, the administration will review all relevant policies, including this one. Currently, adult visitors to the United States who are not citizens or permanent residents must show proof of vaccination before boarding their flight, with some limited exceptions.
According to researchers at Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health, the risk of developing long COVID may reduce when adhering to a healthy lifestyle. Their study found that participants who adhered to 5 or 6 modifiable risk factors before contracting COVID-19 had 49 less chance of going on to develop long COVID compared to those who adhered to none. Of the 6 lifestyle factors, healthy body weight and getting enough sleep had the strong association with a lower risk of long COVID.
And one of my favorite ways to just eat naturally and healthy and raw is to make juices.
The 6 healthy lifestyle factors include never smoking, a high-quality diet, moderate alcohol consumption, regular exercise, which they define as at least 150 minutes of moderate to vigorous physical activity per week, and adequate sleep, which they define as 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night. One possible explanation researchers offer was that these healthy lifestyle factors help protect against inflammation, which is responsible for long COVID ailments like post-viral fatigue syndrome and damage to organs.
Berlin is encouraging young people to go back out into the city by giving them €50 to enjoy the city's cultural venues and events. Launched by the Berlin Senate Department for Culture and Europe, the initiative starts this month and encourages Berlin youths aged between 18 and 23 to sign up for a Jugendkulturkarte, a youth culture card. Those eligible can register for the card online and pick their cards up in public libraries until the end of February. The initiative will also be available to non-German residents in the city.
Das große, bose Bassrohrsystem. Das heißt, ich habe das erste Mal Sachen in meiner Musik gehört, die vorher gar nicht da waren und das hat...
The €50 credit is valid until April 30th and can be spent at 200 venues across the city, including theaters and nightclubs. The scheme is aimed not only at stimulating the German art scene, but at getting young people out of their house after the pandemic, as there are concerns that lockdown habits have stuck with some teenagers who spend their formative years indoors due to COVID-19. It was also announced that if the scheme proves to be successful, it may later be rolled out to other age groups, possibly those aged 15s and older.
Do today learn. Today is Tuesday.
Commercial.
Traveler 是旅行者。
I have to wait for click.
So he or she is at the Columbia Towers Hotel gift store. 所以他在这个饭店的礼品店，然后他要买东西。Okay, so let's take this chance and listen to the.
学习让生活充满乐趣。FUNDAY 英语。
A study of over 30,000 chess moves in 600 games showed that bad air quality impacts strategy decision making. Researchers from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology evaluated the move of chess players in Germany during tournaments while measuring indoor air quality. They found a modest increase in fine particulate matter, known as PM2.5, increased the probability that chess players would make an error by 2.1%, and the magnitude of those errors also increased by 10.8%.
During the tournaments, researchers set the PM2.5 concentrations ranging from 14 to 70 micrograms per cubic meter of air to mimic the levels of exposure in cities all over the world. Dr. Juan Palacios, MIT economist and co-author of the study, said that deciding on a move in a chess game is a complex cognitive task. He explained, when these players do not have the ability to compensate for lower cognitive performance with greater deliberation, that is where we are observing the largest impacts.
The U.S. Department of Agriculture, the USDA, announced last Friday that they are going to change school food guidelines with some added sugar to be removed and sodium levels will be reduced gradually. Agriculture Secretary Tom Vilsack said that the proposed standards would limit added sugar in certain high-sugar products like pre-packaged muffins, yogurt, and cereal. The standards would reduce sodium limits, but that would happen gradually over several school years.
The USDA said a gradual reduction would also give businesses time to reformulate their products. Every day in the U.S., more than 15.3 million kids get breakfast at school and 29.6 million get a school lunch. While school meals are paid for by local and federal funding, the standards for what goes on a kid's cafeteria tray are set by the USDA. Because kids just tend not to drink no-fat skim milk or unflavored milk. Vilsack said flavored milk with reasonable limits on added sugars will be allowed under the proposal.
Researchers in Tel Aviv University developed a new sniffing robot equipped with a biological sensor that uses the antenna of locusts. Its Israeli developers said since locusts have an acute sense of smell, they managed to harness it in their biohybrid robot, making it far more sensitive than existing electric sniffers. The researchers said, we quote, "Ultimately, we're trying to create a robot with a sense of smell that will be able to distinguish between smells and to locate them in space."
On the four-wheel robot, the researchers placed the insect's antenna between two electrodes that sent electrical signals as a response to a nearby odor. Each scent has a unique signature that the robot's electronic system can identify. Some scientists acknowledge certain animals detect disease by smell. Therefore, fellow developer Ben Moez said that the future applications of the robot would almost be endless, even extending to the detection of drugs and explosives as well as food safety.
Panama will be home to the world's first community of floating homes called Sea Pod. The inaugural pod will launch in the water at Linton Bay Marina in Colon. Ocean Builders, a company specializing in innovative marine technology, has officially created what it says are the first floating eco-restorative pod homes in the world. Perched 3 meters above sea level on the Caribbean coast of Panama, the futuristic unit are designed to accommodate 2 people and are on sale now, with prices ranging from $295,000 to $1.5 million.
By December, the first overnight guests will be able to bed down in the pods. And 100 fully owned units will be ready for full-time residents by summer next year. A second batch of more than 1,000 of the pods will go into production next year. Designed by Dutch architect Coen Othuis, the futuristic sea pods are geared toward climate-conscious travelers who want to live on the water but don't want to give up the luxuries of modern living.
And that's it for today. Thank you for watching FUNDAY News. As you keep in touch with international current events, we also hope this session will help you with your English ability. As always, should you want to know more about our other programs and follow the world's most important topics in English, please click the link in the description below to join FUNDAY for free. I'm Carrick. Enjoy your weekend, and until next time.